Hello everyone, I want to share with you today some really quick and simple gift bag ideas. I've got a couple of supplies here. First of all, I've got some ready-made craft paper bags here. I've got three of these. I've got lots of these in my stash from when I had a shop years ago. So I'm going to use some of these. These measure approximately 8 by 8 inches. And I've also got some of this masking paper here. This comes on a roll. I got this from Amazon for £8.50 for a 50-metre roll. It measures 12 inches in height. You can get this in several different widths. I think you can get it in 18 inches as well. So it's really thin. This is just perfect for using in all kinds of crafts. So let's start off by making our own bag. I've got a piece of that roll here that measures approximately 18 inches. I've got some ephemera that I want to pop inside this, and so I've used that as my guide. So I'm trying to centralise the fold here. So I'm bringing it into the centre, and then I want, I don't know, about 1/4 of an inch overlap here like this. And let's have a look. Let's just try and get it nice and even as we can, and then I'm just going to, whoops-a-daisy, I'm just going to crease that on the side like that. So you can see here, if I turn my paper this way, that I haven't cut my paper perfectly evenly. So I'm just going to take this now to my paper trimmer just to neaten it up. So I took my paper bag back off to my paper trimmer, so the edge is all nice and even now, and I'm just going to use a regular glue stick just to glue this down. The paper is so thin, a glue stick is absolutely fine for this. You could of course use Fabri-Tac if you wanted to, or a tiny bit of tacky glue, whatever you've got on hand. So I'm just going to flatten that out. Of course, because this is on a roll, it wants to curl, and I'm just going to smooth that out like that. So the paper bag has had a couple of minutes for the glue to dry, and I'm going to use my scoreboard now just to score a line at one end of the paper bag. It really doesn't matter which end you decide to score, but this will be the bottom of your bag. So let me just move that out of the way, and then I'm just going to snip off either corner, again just up to that crease mark, like this. And then what I want to do is grab a larger piece of scissors, a pair of scissors, because I just want to cut off this excess top layer of my bag here. This will just make the fold neater at the bottom and just get rid of some of the bulk. So I'm just cutting this excess away like this, and then I can seal my bag at the bottom and just use a glue stick again just to glue that firmly shut. So bring back my piece of parchment paper, grab my glue stick. Glue sticks are just so much easier for things like this, and because this paper is so thin, this isn't going to be an issue. Get rid of that parchment paper again, sorry for the rustling, and just glue that down. So that is my sealed bag. So that's the back and that's the front. Now, if you've got a circle punch in your stash, you can take this one stage further. I'm going to use my 2.5 inch punch, and I'm just going to punch a half circle in the centre of my bag here like this. So I'm just going to eyeball it. It doesn't have to be perfect, there or thereabouts. There we go. Now, you might have seen what happened there. Because this paper is so thin, it hasn't cut particularly evenly just on this side here. What I am going to try now is, I've got another bag here. I'm just going to put, in fact, if I put it underneath, and then I'll be able to see what I'm doing. I'm just putting a scratch piece of paper underneath there. What have I done with the punch? And let's try again on this bag here. So I'm just going to line that piece of scratch paper up, find the centre, which is about there, and let's punch again, and you see this time that's perfect. So let's have a go at decorating these bags. I've got some washi tapes. I must admit I don't have any of the designer washi tape, so use whatever you have. What have we got here? Let's start off with some of this music washi tape. So what I want to do is just randomly put some pieces at the bottom of my bag like this. Then I can use some of this chevron tape, if I can find the end of it, that is. And we'll have that slightly shorter. And what I'm going to do with this piece is tear it in half. See if I can do this. There we go. And then I can use half of it. Oh, now I've glued them both together. Hang on, let me just stick that one to my mat for a second. Then I can use half of it for this piece here and just overlap that there like that. Then I can use some of this to go on this bag here, just to, you know, vary them up a bit. And we'll add another piece of the washi tape there. We can have that slightly longer. And then what should we have next? We'll have perhaps some of this spotty red. Now, do I want to? I think I might have that in the centre on that one there. I quite like how that looks. And again, we can do the same thing there. Perhaps I quite like that. What else have I got? I've got some of this spotty washi tape as well. So again, what I think I'm going to do, oh, that's the end of the roll. So again, I'm just going to tear that in half. Stick that one down there like that. I think I'm going to have this at the bottom. Yeah, I like how that looks. And this one maybe at the top. So there we go. So that's just given us a base for our bags. I quite like how that looks. And then I want to use the reindeer from the set that I got from InLoveArts. So I'm just going to pop this onto my mount like that. I'm going to use some archival ink and just make sure that I ink this up with plenty of ink. And then to make sure that I don't get any of this that's gone around the sides onto my bag, I'm just going to wipe the excess away like this. And then I'm going to stamp this one down. Like that. And I'm just going to press and just make sure that the ink grabs. Just hold that down for a second or two. And then let's lift this up. Just love how that looks. Look, isn't that gorgeous? So we'll do exactly the same with the other bag. So there they both are. I think I applied more ink to that one there, but I love this stamp. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. Now this is not a Christmas stamp set. This is a boho stamp set, but you can see that it's just absolutely perfect for this time of year. So let's see what else we can add to this. So I've got some white acrylic paint and I'm just going to put a small amount just onto one of my acrylic stamp blocks like this. Wipe off my spatula. You can see I'm not very good at looking after mine, but that would come off if I soaked it in some hot water for long enough. Let's just take one of these. And I've got a stylus. This is the largest stylus in my set. And I'm just going to add some snow. Be random about this and vary the size of your snowflakes as well. And you random the size by just going in with more than one dot. And we can have some over the washi tape as well. Let's bring it down here. And how cute is that? I just think those are gorgeous. So I'm just going to set these two off to one side to dry. You can see that I've done the same thing with two more of these stamped images and the washi tape on these plain packaging bags here. What I'm going to do this time is add some splattering. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of water here to the paint on this makeshift palette. This is just one of my stamping blocks. Let's make this nice and milky. Here we go. Use up this this leftover paint, and I just want to show you the difference. You know, if you haven't got a stylus, don't worry about it, because we can just splatter instead, and this will just look equally as pretty. So I've made two more paper bags, and this time I used this stamp set here, which was another one that that InLoveArts sent me. I stamped the snowflakes using the Hero Arts pigment ink. This is in the colour Unicorn, so nice and bright white, not quite dry yet, but you know, those are just really pretty. And I've just used various snowflakes and star stamps from another set that I had in my stash. So let me just show you one more idea. So I've got one more idea for you. I've made another bag out of some of this music roll. This is a vintage music roll. I've got a whole suitcase full of these. This is what it looks like. It's really, really old. I don't think there's a date on this, but I've made a bag in exactly the same way. Now, because this paper is so fragile, I've cut another piece of this brown paper, the same size as the front of the bag, and I glued that down just before I glued the rest of the bag together. So that's what it looks like. But I've got an idea for decorating this. So this is a pack of the stickers that I got from InLoveArts, and I've chosen this one here because I thought I could have that just on this this line of the music here, like that. So I'm going to grab my pokey tool and try and get this off. This is a sticker here, but I know that I'm going to have to fight with this. So there we go. I've managed to get my sticker off. These are really, really sticky. Let's have a look. And I want that to go there, like that. And then I've got another stamp from InLoveArts with birds all over it, and I'm just going to stamp some of these over the background. So let me just find my stamp block. Where's it gone? Here we go. Take this apart, glue that on, stick that on like that. I've got some black ink, and we can randomly put some of these birds all over the background of this this music paper. So we'll stamp that down like that, and we'll add a few more. So we can have some more maybe coming in. Like that there. So here's my finished Birds on a Wire paper bag. I just love how this has turned out. Really enjoyed using this piano paper. There are so many of these piano rolls available really cheaply on eBay for anybody who's interested. So of course, although this bag is really fragile, by adding that piece of the brown paper inside, it's really strengthened it and made it very, very usable. I just love that. So of course, this was made using the sticker set from InLoveArts. I'll leave links to all the products in the description box below for you. I'm just trying to find the stamp set I used as well. Of course, these were the flying birds, so that's what I used for that one there. And let me just remind you of the festive ones that I've created. So these four here, just love these. So that was made using this stamp set here, which isn't a Christmas stamp set as such, although I've used it in that way. And then where are the other two? two. Of course, I made these two as well using this stamp set here. I love these two sets. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. So thanks very much to InLoveArts again for sending these to me to review. It was just nice to do a couple of projects using these. They're still offering a 15% discount, so I'll leave the discount code in the description box below. I'll also leave the link to the original review video I did, which will just remind you of what I received. And that's it for today. I just want to say this is my last video now for 2019. I'm not going to do videos for the next 2 Sundays just because I've run out of time. My husband finishes work tomorrow, and so I just want to spend time with my family, chilling and just enjoying the rest of the festive season. So I wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas and a happy and healthy 2020, and I will be back in the new year with Kylie to start off our prompts again. So take care everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.